Alright guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to set up your automated breeding bases, the best way to do it in terms of pals in the ranch and how many farms you need, and then also I'm going to be showing you guys a few late game breeds of pals that are super good in the early game and in the late game that you can breed with just a very few combinations of pals. Alright guys, so for the first step in making your pals funky dunk when you're not at the base, is going to be setting up 3 to 6 berry farms and 3 to 4 wheat farms. And then your next step is going to be to set up some ranches. And in my ranch, I'm currently running 5 cows, 1 bee, and 2 chickens. The best setup that I've seen so far, due to the fact that milk feels pretty scarce whenever it comes to running 3 to 4 cows. I ran out of milk a lot, so I upped it up to 5, and numbers have been just a little bit better. Maybe even need 6. And then for the next step, you're going to want to come to either an electric furnace, or if it's early on, you're going to come up to your cooking pot, and you're going to go to cake. Then you're going to make as many of them as you can, based off your automation that's already happened. Alright guys, so the next step in the breeding process is to go to your box and actually start the breeding. So in order to do that, you're going to come over to whichever Pokemon that you're trying to breed, one male, one female, and you're going to put them in, and then you're going to walk up to them. Sometimes it can be hard if they have like runner traits or things like that. And then you're going to just throw them straight at the breeding base, the breeding farm. And then you're going to do that with one male and one female, like I said. That's step pretty much 1 of breeding, like of actual breeding after all of your cooking has been done and your automation started. First Pokemon that we're actually going to be breeding for, it's going to be Anubis, and it's going to be kind of a 2-step process because you're going to want to get to Incineram, but your first breeding partner needs to be Elkindeer, which Elkindeer are right at the area that you start out at. And then you're also going to want to find a Relaxosaurus. Now, a Relaxosaurus is a little bit later on. It's going to, I believe it's like level 10 to 20. It's not super late on, but it is definitely later on. And you're going to catch those in this area right here, which is also not far from where you start. So now we need to go out and we need to catch an Elkindeer, which Elkindeer, like I said, are right in the area that you start out at. You just want to look around. Usually they're a little further down in it. They're going to be down here. You want to look out for Elkindeer right there. You want to catch one of these. So for the next thing, you're going to want to go to Acidic Falls on the map, however you say that. I'm illiterate. However you said it, and then you're just going to want to walk around this area. Actually, right when I spawned, I was actually attacked by, as you can see, this one. So you're just going to want to catch one of these. That's the opposite gender of the Elkindeer that you caught. I would recommend finding out which Elkindeer you caught before you come here. Then you're just going to want to catch one. So for the next step, after we've caught our 2 Pokemon, our Elkindeer and our Relaxosaurus, we're going to want to come back to our breeding base, or just where your breeding farm is, and then you're going to drop a Pokemon out of the Pal box, and go ahead and throw them into the breeding farm, just like I told you guys before. We're going to do that with both of them. And now this combo is actually going to make you an Incineram, which is not Anubis, but it is required to get Anubis. So once these eggs breed, you're going to want to go and make sure to get 1 female and 1 male. Now that we've got those 2 Pokemon breeding, we're going to want to go back out into the world, and we're going to want to fast travel to the sealed realm of the Thunder Dragon, which is right above the falls that we fast traveled to earlier. And then you're going to want to make sure to come to the lake right here on the map, right here on the map, where Yormantide is. And in these waters, you're going to see serpents pretty much everywhere. So now, we're just going to catch one. We're just going to catch a serpent opposite of the gender that we've either hatched already or we had of Incineram. Catch him. And just like that, whoop. Alright, so now that we've caught our serpent and our incineram, we're going to want to do the exact same thing that we did with the good old Relaxosaurus and your previous breed partner. I completely forget the name of it as of right now. But then you're just going to make sure that you fix their assignments to the breeding farm. And these two right here will get you an Anubis. So, then from the Anubis on, I'm actually going to leave a link in the description to a website called Palpedia. And they actually have a breeding like chart to see exactly what is required. There's a ton of different like combinations that make all types of different pals. So trying to go over them all in one video would be literally impossible. So I'm gonna just go and leave that in the description for you guys to. And so the final step is to grab your Anubis huge rocky egg, go up to your good old incubator up here. You're gonna want to slap that puppy up in that egg incubator, and bam! Now you got you a good old Anubis to run around your base. Thank you guys for watching. Hope everybody has a wonderful day. See you boys around.